mid, because if Maru can shut down the mid, then I gotta say, man, TODAK won't have a lot of room to move around.
Then we'll see here, Lafel, Mirko. What do both of these teams have to say in the drafting phase of the first game? Ladies and gentlemen, let's get straight into it here. I'm wondering who's going to be on the blue side, who's going to be on the red side.
Oh, they already got a first pick.
There you go. Very quick bans and picks coming through right now from the side of TODAK. The Farsa,
I'm guessing
Joy,
Occupy?
Wanwan is
Occupy is the one that got the Novaria?
ban, but it seems like there is a swap here. It should be, wait, let me check. Occupy on the right?
Yeah,
Left, sorry. Occupy on the left, right?
Yeah.
Because we have Alpha Maro, or is it the opposite?
No, I feel Occupy got Novaria as well as Carry and Lancelot.
Okay.
And TODAK was the one that got the Eve as well as the Arlen.
Yes.
Okay, looking at it again, we just have to talk a little bit about the Novaria. It's sitting at a 100% win rate, and it's only been picked once. Other than that, it's always been banned out. So, we had this discussion yesterday. I'll have this discussion again. I'll take that discussion right now and ask you, Lafel. With Sans playing it, do you think it is just a busted hero?
I do think it's a busted hero for a lot of different things, because the utility it provides is great, but the other thing that not a lot of people are talking about is the fact that it's so difficult to catch this Novaria. One of the more consistent ways you want to kill her is to use something like a Hayabusa, an Amon, maybe even a Gushin that just bursts very, very quickly before she can enter the wall. And I kind of feel like that is a very difficult thing for them to do. And the damage from the Novaria, it's one of those things where you don't think it hurts that much, but after you die and you check the replay, it's like, yo, what? 80% damage just from the Novaria?
Yeah,
So, yeah.
Her damage is definitely underwhelming at first and overwhelming later on, but I was thinking that Novaria seems a little similar to Xavier in that sense, right? He has a lot of damage before, especially before the nerf happened onto him, but you can counter these kinds of heroes with something that can dive into the back line.
That is ridiculous, by the way, the stats we're seeing on screen.
100%.
Fun fact, Speedy's Carry, Melissa, and Brody are at 100% win rate. So it really shows you how dominant they were in the MPL MENA to qualify for MSC. They didn't just win, they took over.
Here's the thing, man, because we've seen this fun fact for other players like Sanford with the Yuzong. Usually it's like one hero. He has 3 heroes with 100%.
And he
That's
picked
a
the
lot.
carry instantly, right? He's confident in it. It shows that, sure, he has the stats to back him up, but the confidence to play it on stage in his first ever international event as a rookie, going up against the second best gold laner rated internally.
Right now, honestly, looking at the draft, as a Malaysian, here's one of those things that Momo doesn't talk a lot. He's one of those guys that just plays the game, he's quiet, he doesn't show a lot of emotion, but even he said, guys, why do you guys keep giving me the Arlet? Why do you guys just ban him away? So now that Momo has the Arlet, it's already a very good start for TODAK's draft. And for now, we gotta say, TODAK, nothing surprising just yet. Everything looks as it should be. The Eve, the Arlet, the Kufra. And now, I feel if they really want to help out Chiku, maybe pick up Rival's hero first, and then think about the marksman matchup.
I actually do have a question, right? For Arlet in particular, for TODAK, right? Is it only in the EXP lane?
So far, yes.
So far, yes. All right. So that's what we're assuming so far here. If, like you mentioned, they want to pick something up, they could pick up something that can go against a Lancelot in that jungle. And the Paquito is going to be the choice. When was the last time we saw the Paquito being played on an international stage? But
when's the last time we
Glue
seen
and
the Minotaur?
Minotaur.
When's the last time we saw a Minotaur?
I mean, we talked about this already in the patch notes, right?
Yeah.
The only thing really capping the Minotaur was that Rage. And with the adjustment onto the Rage, now you don't even need Rage to go for that brilliant Minion's Fury. And looking at TODAK, yeah, they picked up the Paquito. My question is, what's this Paquito going to be? Is it going to be the Tanquito that we saw in Indonesia with the Demon Slayer emblem? Or is it going to be full damage, knowing that Rival might want to get some damage or might want to get some cheeky ganks on the Novaria?
I'm not so sure full or not, but I'm kind of feeling this is a Hunter Strike Malefic Roar Paquito. After that, we'll see whether he will go for the Blade of Despair or he will go a little bit more defensive.
Something about that Paquito, though, the damage Paquito, is you need to get that snow.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's a lane.
Gold lane Paquito.
Gold lane Arlet.
Gold lane Arlet. All right, you know
I'll
what?
do you one better.
What?
Chiku, gold lane Arlet.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Here's the thing, right?
See, that's why you said assume.
There you go.
And here's the thing. They won't change the roles. The hero, sure. Like, I will use tank, I will use fighter in the gold lane as long as I'm still in the gold lane. We're all good.
I love it. I love it.
They want to snowball. They want to snowball hard.
This is exactly what I was expecting stepping into a TODAK match. And I'm sure that Occupy aren't really ready for it. But we got to talk about this, right? If Arlet is in fact in the gold lane, how is that going to fare against carry?
Oh, early game? You can expect the Arlet to completely bully this carry. The only way you can get him down is if you gank him and shut him down from the start. And here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the game number 1 for our first match of the day of MSC 2023 Group Stage Day number 2. Into the land of Dawn we go.
All right, let's confirm it right now. Yes, it is Chiku, guys, on this Arlet.
Wow.
And Momo. And here's the thing, right? I kind of feel it because everyone is looking, Arlet is like, okay, this is definitely Momo. It's Momo's hero. I think Chiku guys like, you know what? You're taking a little bit too much of the spotlight. All right, give it to me. I'll show them what I can do.
They went for the unbending will here, LaFell. So he is going for damage.
Maybe like one defense item, something like a Guardian Helmet. And then after that, yeah, I kind of feel like early game, he's really going for that damage. And we can see Maro here. He's not going to be too aggressive moving around. He's just like, I just got to make sure that Speedy gets his farm.
Yeah, that's all they need to do at this point, right? Because like you mentioned here, Chiku is going to be able to bully him, and Maro knows this. But that actually gives TODAK a little bit of an edge when it comes down to that mid lane rotation. Here we go.
Right now, a little bit worried Chiku guys might not be able to get the last hit. Okay, he still gets it.
Oh, he doesn't get the cannon though.
But still, as long as he gets it, because at that point, I thought that they were freezing it a little bit too well, that Chiku would actually miss that gold minion. So the fact that he still got it, I would say it's still pretty good. But the thing is, Smile on this Novaria, usually with the Novaria, you will always get those faster ganks. We got to see how safe Chiku or Momo will be in the side lane.
Yeah, so far things are actually looking a little bit passive, right? I think Occupy also, they want to wait for that level 4 power spec to hit onto Maro in particular. There's a lot of heroes that he can hinder with his ultimate, so I think we're waiting on that for just a little longer. But yeah, so far, nothing too fancy just yet.
Actually very interesting here because TODAK, they really are Chiku-centric. Just now we saw that Chiku went in range to grab some experience from the jungle, sharing it with Rival, making sure that everyone gets level 4 for this turtle fight. We'll see, TODAK, will they actually contest this?
They wanna, it does seem so. But Yums, nope, he just uses the Tyrant's Revenge away, giving Leo the first objective for Frey. Occupy strikes first, and this is what I'm worried about for TODAK. The fact that, you know, they aren't going to be outscaled here by Speedy. If he is given this much space to play the game, now Minion Fury into the mid lane, forcing a flicker very early on. Luckily for TODAK, Smile does not connect, but it's going to be the final slash. We're going to back onto the Tyrant's Rage into the real world manipulation. And it's a good trade over. TODAK with the first blood. Now Finch Poise over. Smile's going to be targeted down. He does not have the flicker ready, and he will surely fall to the blades of Rival.
Yeah, that backfired for Occupy real fast, real quick. The counter engage setup coming in from TODAK was actually able to give them a little bit of an edge there in that mid side. But you can see here Leo already trading back. You saw that beforehand. Oh, wait a minute, Rival? Okay.
Yeah, but this does show the stability of TODAK for now, because it does look like what they want to do is this, they just want to get the farm first and then engage.
Looking at the way they're playing the game, it's just all about getting Speedy to a comfortable position, right? Even Smile has taken a few hits in the early game where TODAK have been able to completely punish. Smile is very hard to catch on a Novaria, but you need to be very careful because that's what the Ling was picked up for. Whoa! Wow, even more. Smile again, just as I say it, it happens. Smile's gonna get caught by Yums on that Tyrant's Revenge, 0-2-0. I don't know about the scaling on this Novaria now.
I'm actually quite... I want to ask a question, right? Steel leg plates on Smile. Is that normal for Novaria?
Actually, not really, because you kind of want to rush getting that, getting those first 2 items first. It really depends. Some do want that Enchanted Talisman. I personally prefer having the Clock of Destiny so that you scale very well come mid to late game. So, yeah, very not normal, honestly.
Yeah, it's unique, right?
It's unique,
We see
yes.
the Elegant Gem, obviously, for the mana and the cooldown, but it's paired with the steel leg plate. So I think she's looking for more sustainability in these team fights. But now both of these teams are going to be rotating on this next objective. And Chiku guys already starting it up.
Already going all in, forcing the Minion Fury very early on as the real world inflation comes down and Chiku's going to be able to sustain back up as Speedy tries to deal some more damage. That's a phantom execution and even the retribution from Leo securing it up. TODAK only sent 3 members over there. A good sidestep from Yum will get him to safety, but Rival's taking that purple buff. He's looking for something on the map as Momo just goes for a little bit of a trade down below in the bottom side river. TODAK still unable to find these neutral objectives.
For that one, it was very questionable. What was the call? Because we see 3 members of TODAK going for the turtle fight, but obviously Rival really needs that purple, so he's not going to be doing anything until he gets it. So maybe a little bit of miscommunication there, because if you want to play around the turtle and Rival doesn't want to secure the turtle, perhaps it's better for him to actually go on Occupy's jungle. But now, Leo...
Oh, he answers aggression with more aggression. He actually just uses the Phantom Execution on to Moon. Gets him chunked quite low, and Occupy actually have gotten a pretty good position here to look for something up top, but I don't think they have enough kill pressure to really threaten Chiku guys.
Yeah, they're trying though. They're going for something else at the moment, but that's what I wanted to ask. TODAK's composition, right? Is there a certain power spike that we should be looking forward to, right? Because for the first few turtles that occurred in the game, it didn't seem like TODAK wanted to commit onto it until just then, where they lost it.
I will honestly say, in terms of item, TODAK has 2 power spikes they're looking for. 1 item onto Momo as well as Chiku guys, and then 3 items on Rival. I kind of feel like when they have those items, then they can go really, really impressive. Now, Yums, does he want to come in?
Minion Fury onto Chiku, still able to escape for now. Again, it's going to be Smile missing that, but Yums is going to be able to find Tyrant's Rage. He will fall to the hands of Speedy as Momo rotates up top. Chiku wants some more, has the final slash, brings them back in. Momo with the flicker. That's going to be Maru still surviving, but in the end gets punched to death as it's another hit from Smile. But there is no more follow-up. It's TODAK winning in these trades. In terms of kills, Leo even stealing away from the purple buff from Rival. He did use his retribution, but Rival did too. So Leo just won an outright 50-50 retry battle.
Looking at the situation now, I thought that they're making quite a lot of decisions that is very, very risky, which is kind of the TODAK Langka flavor. But again, it's like going up against Occupy. I don't know whether they're really just trying to force things out and then see how would they respond. And now Leo gets caught just a little bit by Yums, but not enough damage just coming in from Chiku.
Okay, at this point, we have a few seconds left until the retribution gets picked up. But Leo is just constantly on these objectives, right? He's on the next turtle already. Yums here trying to open up map, open up the vision as well for his team. But at this point, it doesn't seem once again TODAK want to contest. If they did, if they committed, do you think that's a good idea?
Honestly, just because this is a Ling going up against a Lancelot, I do feel that the Lancelot will win 70% of the time. So I kind of feel like instead of fighting for the turtle, you just delay it for a little bit and then have Rival farming somewhere else because he needs the 3 items when Maru goes in.
Oh, the Minion Fury cancels out the Tyrant's Revenge. That's another knock-up. It's massive, but it's a Tyrant's Revenge and a final slash from Chiku, guys. Speedy targeted down, locked up. That's a split, doing some more. Alpha able to mount on Yums, but he will be traded back in again. That's the gold laner taken down. Meanwhile, Leo.
Meanwhile, Leo couldn't get another objective there in the top side. But these are already certain differences we see between both of these teams. So far, Occupy, they have been able to translate that onto turrets, onto objectives, finding something, you know, just more not abstract like TODAK. Whereas TODAK, they're going in for fights, but there's not necessarily something that they get in advantage towards them.
Right now, looking at the replay, TODAK, they played the fight very, very well, but I think it's because of their composition, having a lot of tanky front lines. But also, we can definitely see Leo has very good decision-making, where he's like, I could possibly go in this team fight and maybe get a kill, but if we're talking about money, it's probably better just to get the turret and better map control. So I like the decision coming in from Leo. He could have came in for the fight, but he's like, nah, something more valuable is here on the map.
Yeah, TODAK's trading back though, right? You can see that Rival was able to get a turret in that bottom side. Momo here being a little cheeky, trying to push that top side as well. He doesn't necessarily get it because it was cleared on time, but
oh, wow! He dodged away with the Thorn Rose. Leo, unreal reaction time.
Dude, that was actually amazing, and a lot was expended there. Thought that they were waiting. They were trying to camp the bush, trying to get a kill, but he's like, no, I can read you like a book. Alpha now is frontlining for the team, and hold on, we see Chico guys, you're being a little bit too front. You got to be a little bit careful there.
Oh, that bottom lane is pushing though for TODAK. Don't know if they should exactly commit onto this without clearing that first. But we'll see here. The Lord already in the land of Dawn. Both teams are trying to sniff one another out. Trying to look for the proper setup, the proper positioning. But look at Rival here.
Yeah, he's trying to do what Leo's been doing to his team all the way in the bottom lane, but the Lord's going to be engaged on, fully committed actually right now. Leo has the red tree advantage. He's going to be able to secure it for the team as the Minion's Fury locks Yomes down, punishing him for that very, very aggressive engage that he doesn't find anyone on. And Occupy, they're winning out through macro, through objectives.
I gotta say, just now, Yumes, he did not hit his skills as well. Momo goes in, he's trying to clear the minion, and now Chico guys is there as well. TODAK, they're thinking about fighting.
2 final slash there. Speedy's still going to be able to deal some damage. Rival now with the Temple of Blaze. Flicker from Speedy!
Oh my god!
Speedy!
What?
An absolute monster in this game! Gets out, and the coordination from Occupy. How is this happening?
Alpha stopped him for a second.
That was so beautiful, Fel. What was that? It must feel bad to be Rival at this point. And now, though, it is going to be a 4-for-4 with the Lord on the way in favor of Occupy. 2,000 gold lead. How are we feeling, right? How are we feeling about this?
We got to address this. The last time Minotaur was picked was in M2 by 10-Second Gaming. M2!
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, right now the Lord is marching up top, and TODAK, even though they have the Eve, right now Maro is looking for Yumes.
Oh, the mobility, everything's thrown at Yumes. Temple Blaze onto the back. Speedy will finally fall there to Rival as he's going to be able to jump onto Smile. He pops into Astral Recall, still able to escape for now as Alpha actually mounts Moon all the way back, gets baited and brought back to the turret, even the base here at this point with Momo bringing him back with a knockout strike. Alpha should surely fall. Chiku doesn't want to stop. He goes for the final slash. Maro so able to escape. If he gets out of this one, I don't know what to say. The Astral Spear going to be used. Maro, 1 HP. Chiku dives to deal with the vengeance, but he might actually pay with his life. The Astral Spear is ready. Max range, doesn't get it. And Chiku will be able to live for another day.
I'm sorry, but Maro was from the base of TODAK.
That was
all the way there. That took a very long time to kill the Minotaur.
He ran a very, very long distance there, buying a bit of time, I guess you would say. And interestingly enough, even though it seems like things are going in the direction for Occupy, the gold lane has shifted, guys.
Definitely. Oh, Speedy though. Oh, just as you say, the gold lane has shifted, the gold has shifted, the gold lane gets picked up. Just like that, easy Terran's revenge to find him. Leo is able to escape.
What are you doing, Interna? The moment you say something nice about something, something bad happens.
I mean, well, you do have the 1,000 gold lead.
You know what? This is the epitome of a caster. The moment you say something good, something bad happens. But speaking of which, right now, looking at the itemization here, Rival has indeed completed 3 items for himself. The Wind Talker, the Berserk Fury, as well as the Endless Battle. Quite enough of damage, but so far, he's not immune to crowd control, so he just has to be careful about that whenever he wants to go for those crazy kills onto Speedy or Smile.
May I say something real quick, right?
Sure.
As the longer this game progresses, is it not TODAK's game to lose because of their decision to not bring a marksman in that gold lane?
It's definitely very risky. Definitely very risky. So it will be a skill matchup between Rival as well as Speedy. If Speedy goes down first, game over. If Rival goes down first, then even TODAK won't have enough damage. So it really is a skill matchup between the jungler and the gold laner.
I mean, you can see Speedy already trying to respect the damage output coming from TODAK, right? Already with a Wind of Nature. Perhaps that will have an impact in this next upcoming fight as both of these teams are going in.
Red Tree battle, it's going to be won out by Leo. This time Speedy's able to flicker out of Yomes, but that's a flicker responded over as well. Speedy's still trying to deal with damage, has the Wind of Nature, actually buys a lot of time. He's going to be able to dish out so much damage before he ultimately falls. Smile on the back, and he's own away as Leo's going to be caught in the real world manipulation. Chiku guys mounted on by Alpha, but he is able to sustain back up. Smile is low, but Occupy, they fall 1 by 1.
We can definitely look at how TODAK is approaching this game. You know what? Objectives is great and all, but we want kills. We are TODAK Langar, and they understand. Speedy is the main problem. As long as Speedy is taken care of, then everyone can go in. We see Yums goes in first, being that distraction, but really, the game changer was Moon. Creating that space, creating that box, making sure that Speedy has nowhere to go, making it so that Rival can come in. In fact, we're going to look at the replay right here where, sure, the Lord was secured, but look at the way that Moon, if he did not drop that real-world manipulation, I honestly feel like Speedy could have outplayed that.
Oh, you're right. You're right. He was at the right moment, at the right time. And the trigger discipline that he had on his ultimate as well really just helped those things come along together. And that's how things are looking great for TODAK here in these team fights. And I like how this has become the discussion, right?
Yeah.
Because I asked in the beginning, I was
You're
like,
so clever.
You know, if Arlet versus Speedy in the long run, it's in favor of Speedy, right? It's in favor of the carry. But if carry dies like that, like what we just witnessed earlier, then it's no problem for TODAK.
Speedy needs to go and play it the way Benny Cutie does, right? Because for TODAK, it's all in or nothing. They need to go for an all-in team fight there with the final smash. They need to display Speedy. If Occupy engage first, I guess that's an answer as well. They can just bait out some of these abilities. But as long as Speedy plays in the back, waits for those big ultimates to be used, and bait up big abilities just like this, they can actually go and melt them down first. Minions Fury, and look at Speedy. He's still all good. Smile's gonna be targeted down though. Smile on the back is assassinated by Rival. Leo and Maro trying to play it front to back as Yum is going to be able to find a Tyrant's Revenge and the Rage to lock him down. That's the RWM dealing some damage as well, but Speedy is way too far away. He needs to clear out this mid lane. Luckily for Occupy, there's no objectives for TODAK to take, but they got to be really careful. Smile has been so vulnerable.
Right now, honestly, Alpha is doing a pretty good job as a glue, making sure that he's isolating the targets, namely Moon here, but TODAK kind of like figured out what they're trying to do. So, Rival, you can solo, you can 1v4. Everyone else is going to try their best to either protect Moon or protect Chico, guys. Right now, looking at the in-game equipment as well, let's look at Speedy, where he's basically full build, is only waiting on that rose gold meteor. But again, the thing about carry is that you're very short range, so you just got to make sure that when you go in safe. And with Rival playing the way that he's playing, it's kind of hard to play safe right now.
Yeah, Rival's scary. Rival's very scary for Speedy and for Smile. And that's what I wanted to talk about in the drafting phase, right? Novaria, sure, she's broken. She has the range, she has the utility, and she just has everything in her kit. But the problem is her mobility is so bad, and she barely has any defense or escape mechanism. So, whoa. Chico, guys, is he okay?
Yeah, he has the Vengeance, so it's all good. Final slash, all alone though, Chico. Okay, he has the Immortality. Momo's gonna be able to find the three-man knockup, but the Minions Fury finds them all. Smile's in a good position. Speedy's still able to escape right now, but the Tempest of Blades will knock him up. Speedy not able to outplay that situation, but Smile is able to take it back around. Now it's a 3v2. Yums and Moon. Moon is still free hitting. Smile's not able to find that angle just yet, and Alpha is able to find a split back in time. That's the Astral Recall, giving the Astral Fear to go for Moon. Alpha's still chasing, and that will be it. The lockdown for Moon.
Ooh,
damage not enough still though. The split comes back for a third time in this team fight, and Moon is still alive.
Yeah, 4 members though taken down from TODAK, and that means that Occupy, they're gonna force this. They're gonna try and get the Lord. They also take it for sure. And once again, another objective in the hands of Occupy.
I gotta say, man, Occupy played that very, very well because they were like, yo, we think they're gonna engage. So let's just kite back a little bit, try to bait out a lot of skills. Once the final slash is out of the way, they all in onto Chico, guys. I'm pretty sure even he was surprised that he died that fast. And then after that, TODAK's gonna come in, just one by one, making sure they get the kills onto TODAK, and then it's like, okay, you know what? We're all good. No one is around to fight us again. Now we go for the Lord.
Seems like they just want to commit down below as well. TODAK can't really defend this at this point. They need to rotate up top as Alpha is able to mount Momo, but there's no more follow-up. Smile, this time in the late game, he's completely scaled up, and this Astral Recall will be on a very short cooldown that he can use to completely bully TODAK. Momo trying to defend all alone, but the Beast Turret should fall here. Just in a bit. Chico only finding one with Final Smash. Yum's charging the back, joining in, but the Minions Fury, with the Flicker as well to lock them down. Speedy in the back, targeted down, but he has the Wind of Nature. He is able to escape for a bit, but the Temp of the Blades will knock him up to take him down. Speedy's down. That's the final splash on the 2. Leo still able to survive, but Rival picks him up instantly. He goes for a triple kill, but Smile finds the spear from downtown. Alpha mounted on Moon. He's looking for more. The split can't save you now. Alpha will fall, and it should be a Maniac, but we don't see it. Rival almost, though, taken out.
Dude, this is a fight of ego, man. Both TODAK as well as Occupy, they both want to fight. It's like, we don't care what's going to happen, win or lose. We're just going to go in. We're just going to see who can out-damage who. And TODAK in that skirmish, they won just because Yums, for a few times, but this one in particular is amazing because he engaged directly on to Leo, and then look at Rival. No one is there to stop him, and Moon, with a very good real-world manipulation, actually stopping their movements. That was great. This is one of those situations where TODAK, they were able to actually stagger their crowd control very well, giving them a big advantage in that fight.
Yeah, and luckily enough for Rival, he's on the emblem of killing spree, right? So he was able to sustain through whatever messy team fight, what we saw earlier, without getting taken down first, and just immediately take back the domination in that situation. So TODAK now has the gold lead, but 20 minutes in, most of these players should already be at full items.
Speedy needs to be really careful in these team fights, and I feel like he's just not being careful enough. He needs Boots to tell him, be careful, bro.
Yeah.
Someone's looking at you. And
get
right
someone
now,
from a different team.
Exactly. Speedy, he's been caught so many times, and even in the positions where he is in the back, it's always in range of the real-world manipulation. It honestly just feels like Speedy isn't aware of the spacing he needs in between these fights, going up against an assassin and a long-range mage.
At this point, it's almost not his fault because, again, look at how TODAK is kind of like forcing everyone to come after him because Alpha, your job, go after Moon. And then Maru, your job is to protect Speedy. But the moment the third hit of the Minuan Free comes in, Rival's going to jump up as well, iframe all of that crowd control, and then come back in. So I kind of feel like it's up to the rest of the team as well to protect him, but it's easier said than done.
Oh, look at Rival, man. Oh, I just think like the Ling is so disgusting for certain reasons, right? You think you have the map pressure, you think you've set up properly for the objective, and then Rival just comes in with the Ling and takes that pressure away. And so Leo is going to be forced to handle that for the moment, and that's information for TODAK as well. So really bringing a game right now. They're looking for an advantage.
Alpha, this might be dangerous, man. Is he going to mount? No, he's not. He's not. He buys so much time, though. He has the vision. Occupy now know where TODAK are, but whoa, Mono still goes for it. Yums is able to find a rage, and in the back, Smile
Rival
completely targeted free. Winter Truncheon popped in early. Leo's not going to be able to save him this time. He buys the immortality, but Smile, he gets out with a flicker. Real world manipulation locks him down. Speedy's still able to free hit for now, but he's not in range to free hit. And TODAK just get a free trade despite Alpha already revealing to his team everyone's position.
This is what happens when TODAK already got their items, and I like that they understand they can't go for a 50-50. Going up against Leo? No. That's not what you should be doing. You should be going for the fights. You should be going in for the kills. And now Rival looks like he's very comfortable. He's like, yeah, you know what, guys? Just give me time, and I'll deal with the rest.
Man, yeah, Rival has just been so annoying to Occupy.
Moon as well, honestly.
True,
yeah.
But like the follow-up from Moon is annoying, right? And this is what I wanted to see, the in-game equipment here in the 22nd minute. What stands out?
What stands out to me is the fact that everyone has like, what, 12,000 gold ahead. So now we're going to see a lot of items swapping after this. The Novaria, I kind of feel like for a better roam boots, instead of going for the dire hit, I kind of feel like in this situation, just have encouragement so that you have extra damage on Speedy, where encouragement gives you more attack physical stats as well as attack speed. Even though, yes, for now, it looks like Speedy should be around capped on his attack speed, but maybe that extra damage could really help the team out.
I think even the poke here, they need to utilize it. They haven't been able to utilize it here in Alpha. Oh, good cancel with the split there, baiting out the real world manipulation and the Tyrant's Rage, as that's the Evolved Lord. going to be able to charge down in the mid lane. Chiku finds the final slash, but Minion Fury knocks 3 of them up. Disengaging properly for Occupy right now. Phantom Execution clearing out this mid wave, but there is still another wave in the bottom lane and that top lane. Alpha engaged on. That's the CC coming in. Final slash bringing back. Has the immortality right now. That's also Leo jumping in to try to give his XP laner a bit more space to survive. 3 base turrets down. TODAK are looking for more, but they might have to just back up and play for the next Lord.
Yeah, they don't have the resources to do so, but Moon already has her ultimate here. Not really sure if they want to commit with that. Looks like they are going to go back up, but look at him charging.
Honestly, right now is actually a very bad spot for TODAK because Rival, he's always been flanking. But once Occupy is in the base, where are you going to flank? You can't actually come from their own base, so this is actually a very good spot for Occupy. If TODAK wants to force this, Speedy is just like, I could dash 1 step back and I'll be full health within seconds. So TODAK, they got to make sure that they actually bait Occupy out, and this is one of those weaknesses when you don't have a marksman. You can't poke them out with physical damage. Sure, magic damage hurts, but at this point in the game, physical damage is kind of more valuable.
Minion Fury already used up earlier though. That's a 2-man knockup, but there's no more follow-up. Double man stun from Chiku. So looking for the final splash, but he's not going to be able to find a range right now. Speedy's going to be in the back, targeted down. He doesn't have anything else. He uses Word of Nature. They step too far off of the base, and Smile's not able to find the Astral Spheres on. Leo loses his immortality, buys a bit of truncheon, is able to pop it right before he dies, buying some more time. But in the back, the team is getting melted down by Moon, poked down, and brought back to the team by Chiku with the final slash. Alpha has the immortality. The base is wide open. Rival's going to go for the turret lock right now. Smile tries his best to defend with the truncheons, the jungle. But it does not matter. TODAK, with their clashes, with their skirmishes, they take game number 1.
TODAK Longar strike first here in this series of a best of 3, and that's exactly what you would expect from a TODAK game, right? Theoretically, it would go this way, but TODAK takes it into their own hands. They understand their own winning conditions. They understand, I would say, the disadvantage or just what lacks in their enemy, and they just capitalize over it.
I think what they really capitalize is that surprise factor. Who would have thought, right? Because we saw the carry ban, we saw the Claude ban, and then they're like, okay, we just got to shut down Chiku. And then they're like, wait, Chiku's on the Arlet? Because again, talking with the players, they're like, the best thing about Mobile Legends is that if you don't know what we're doing, we will always have an advantage. And you know what? I kind of bring that energy too. If I don't know what I'm doing, the enemy won't know what I'm doing.
I don't know what you're doing.
You don't know what I'm doing. Arlet Gold League.
I don't know how.
Will you bring it, Marco?
Well, I'll try it definitely, right? And I'll probably go 0-5, so I won't have the same results as Chiku, guys, but that's what makes him Chiku. He could bring the Layla. I mean, his signature, he has Mia in his top 3 signature heroes, so I think it's time to just say it's pretty normal for Chiku.
Yeah, Chiku brings gold laner versatility to a whole new level,
It's
right?
like we're in the previous meta where the fighters were in the jungle.
Exactly, because we used to see what Yuzong's in the gold
Esmeralda,
lane,
Paquito. I thought it was Paquito Gold.
Same, yeah. We even said it.
because that would make sense more.
Yeah.
Bully the carry, boom, boom, no.
And then Arlet.
Yeah, here's the thing. Again, I kind of feel like at first they're like, yeah, this is Paquito jungle. And they're like, what if? What if we put Arlet? And then they won't see it coming.
And they're like, who's going to be the jungle then? Oh, we still have one more pick, boy. Let's pick a Ling.
This is why, in a way, I kind of love Dota, because as players and casters, we have like this banter, and they will just type on their phones like, guess what, we're drafting. And I'm like, you know what?
And then they pick something normal.
And then they pick something normal. But either way, we got to talk about Occupy as well.
They impressed me, really did impress me, especially Leo. And actually, I'm not too impressed with Maro's performance. I mean, we've been hyping Maro up. We've been saying that, you know, he was the shining light for Occupy back in M4, but in this game, it really felt up.
Of course. Come on. The MVP for that game, it's Chiku, guys, on the Arlet. And
I don't think that's the items, by the way.
I was just about to say, this
sure.
looks kind of sus.
This might be Moon.
No. The emblem, 100%. I mean,
100%?
Because he was on
he was
Bending
on
Will.
Bending Will, yeah.
Yeah, so
right.
let's actually move on and look at the highlights, because at this game, honestly, if we're going to talk about MVPs, I kind of feel like Moon did well, Rival did super well, but I kind of feel like Rival was activated by his team, because looking at the fights, it's actually TODAK at the beginning of the game trying to bait out Occupy into those fights around places that is very, very narrow, so that Yums can actually have a very good counter engage. But then after that, just because of how this is one of those situations where Alpha really changed the situation for Occupy. And I do agree with what Mirko is saying, that Maro on this Minotaur wasn't that great. And I kind of feel like, is it Maro or is it the hero? Because I feel like Minotaur is great, but maybe not used in this kind of draft where you have like 2 fighters and then an assassin. Because again, the Ling, it just keeps on baiting out the Minion Fury, and then it has no value.
Yeah, the 2 times that he did get a big Minion Fury, it was good for the team, but at that point, their backline was just completely shredded down.
I like that you mentioned that, right? Because Maro was incredible when we saw him on the Franco, if I'm not mistaken, right, at M4? So you're right, is it the hero or is it the player? As we now take a look at the post-game equipment and stats here.
Looking at the items here, because I kind of feel like in terms of damage, they do have a lot of damage, but Leo in this game, I almost want to see him build one more damage item, because I kind of feel like Moon was able to get away with a lot because Alpha went straight on to him, but still, it kind of doesn't matter just because when you pop the real world manipulation and at the end of the game, Blood Wings was built by the Eve, making it so that, yeah, you can come on to me, but I'll survive all of your shots. So maybe just a little bit more damage could have helped out a lot. And you guys using the gold lane Arlet actually built defensively, not offensively. And looking at Momo, he did build the Hunter Strike as well as the Malefic Roar as we thought as a jungler, but he's going to add on the Bloodless Axe as well to make sure that he can survive a little bit more. And for Moon, I do feel one of the more impactful items is definitely the Ice Queen Wand as well as the Blood Wings, making sure that no one can run away from the real world manipulation and he can survive a lot of hits.
I just want to say that's an aggressive Eve.
That's a very aggressive Eve.
No defensive item. Usually
Exactly.
we see like a winner
At least
truncheon,
brute force,
or immortality,
maybe?
something. Just one defensive item.
Yeah, and this is full damage. Okay, maybe the Blood Wings can be kind of considered defensive, right? It does increase her shielding, so that's the sustainability that she needs. But overall, very aggressive builds coming in from TODAK.
Definitely. I mean, it's kind of weird because it's aggressive on one side, and you see Chiku guys with just full tank items. He has a Thunder Belt, and that's it. Everything else was tank. And it was actually Momo who built more damage. He was the one who went for the semi-tank build that we expected from Chiku with a Hunter Strike, Bloodlust. Again, just really dynamic. I feel like they just did that in game adapt.
I think that's the idea. Chiku guys is like, I think for MSC, everyone will target me. Let me
Wait
use
a
the tank.
second. Rival gold per minute, 908.
He had 20k gold, I believe, at one point of the game. Yeah, he did, because there's 25 minutes, and yeah, he was a monster on this Ling. Not only was he getting...
You're a monster.
Thank you.
In a good way.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to be a monster in a bad way, but I am a monster in game, and that's why I can tell you guys that Rival is a